why do you think people want Oklahoma to fall off so badly? I've heard plenty of people say they'll never be the same after Lincoln Riley, even though they had plenty of success before him. Is it jealousy, perhaps? Or something else? Is something else afoot? Now, Chris didn't say afoot. I just wanted to fit it into the question there. Is that hate? Is that disrespect? I think it's reasonable to have watched Lincoln Riley at Oklahoma. I know everyone's hot one way or the other about him right now, but can you not at least imagine that an unbiased, just neutral observer, let's say a Michigan State fan, is it hard to believe a Michigan State fan could look at Oklahoma and the success they had under Riley, and he leaves, and they didn't want him to leave, and now they're getting a guy who's never been a head coach in a football game before? Is it not reasonable that that person could maybe expect them to fall off? That doesn't mean they have to. And it doesn't really mean the Michigan State fan would be upset if they got proven wrong. I think it's reasonable to have some people expect that, though. So I don't think it's hate. I don't think people are rooting for Oklahoma to fall off. Your rivals are, yeah, certainly. But nationally, I can tell you that if you were to sample size the college football public, most people were kind of empathetic to Oklahoma on that whole deal. They viewed Oklahoma as being left out in the cold, and they viewed Lincoln Riley as running off to the West Coast and whatever. So I don't think anyone was left with a bitter taste in their mouth about the Oklahoma program that didn't already have it before. And I also don't think anyone's looking at them rooting for them to fail. Quite the opposite, actually. Oklahoma, I think I'm right on this. Oklahoma seems to be one of the more approved of programs, I guess for lack of a better term, in the country. Their Q score, as we would say in media, I think Oklahoma's Q score is pretty high. And when I say that, I don't mean everyone's rooting for them. I don't walk around every street corner in Nashville or back home in Georgia and hear someone say, "Hey, Josh, how you doing?" "Boy, I hope Oklahoma bites it this year. Dude, I hope they fall off a cliff. Can't stand the Sooners." Why? "I don't know, man. It's just ingrained in me. I was born with it." I don't get that from many people. They say it about Texas. They say it about Bama. They say it about Ohio State, Notre Dame. I don't think they say that about Oklahoma. So, I've lived in a couple of different areas of the country. I've never gathered that sentiment. I don't gather that sentiment now, and I deal with people all over the country regularly. I hear from fans all over the country. I think there is a healthy amount of skepticism, which is different than disrespect or doubt. I think there may be some skepticism of people wondering whether Brent Venables, a longtime coordinator, is going to come in and just seamlessly carry on at the same winning rate that Lincoln Riley was. But that's natural. If you were not an Oklahoma fan, like for instance, when Nick Saban leaves Alabama, I don't even care who the replacement is. It could be Brent Venables. You would look at that and you would say, dude, they're going to fall off. Well, yeah, they're losing the best of all time. I'm not equating Riley to Saban. I'm just making a point. Would you be hating Alabama when you said that? Or would you just be being honest with yourself? I think the latter is true there. So I don't really look at it as hate. I don't see it that way, nor do I see it as disrespect. I think Oklahoma is very respected as a program. I just think there's healthy skepticism. There may be some fans in Oklahoma circles who are rooting for Brent Venables. They love the dude, but even you're looking at him saying, all right, now he's got to prove it. Obviously, he's got to prove it. That's fair. I think what's unfair, actually, is to heap all that expectation on him when he hasn't coached a game yet. I know that's unpopular to say. Everyone wants to win, but if we're being reasonable, key word there, reasonable, then let's give him a little time.